call this meeting to order. Mr. Mayor, please call roll.
Mr. Rivers?
Here.
Ms. Knapp?
Here.
Ms. Taranto?
Ms. Taranto asked me to share that she has been out of town since last week and will not be returning until the end of this week.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, the special meeting was called today in regards to our event, Movie in the Park. It's set for July 20th. We have some time-sensitive agreements that we wanted to make sure got taken care of, so everything was on track for our event next month. Today is also our first trustee meeting that is being live streamed on our new YouTube channel. So we welcome everyone that is watching online. And with that, I will get to, I'll turn it over to Mr. Cowan and Mrs. Shitterum for our agreements here that we have for Movie in the Park.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So I have a resolution for your consideration today for fund flips. I included in an email the agreement the fund flips was sent to us, as well as Attorney Powers thoughts about the agreement, which said everything was good, you'll be aware of the clauses that are included. What we found in the prior agreement was standard there.
Thank you, Board. Mr. Howard also reviewed this motion picture document as well, just to make sure we were in compliance and there wasn't anything to consider. He provided us with a resolution and the fiscal officer certificate as well. And then everything seems to be in line, and once we approve this, then we get this information back to fund folks, and Stomp will be able to purchase the rights for the artwork, and then we can finalize the
Okay. And I know we covered a lot of this at the last meeting, so today's just tying up some loose ends. Do you have any questions, Trustee Knapp?
No, not really. So, do we have a rain date yet?
That August is 17th. Okay. And both Swank and Pumpkin are available for the dates. And we let them know if there would be should be a rain date, what those terms and conditions would be and how we would handle that. We've had that happen before in the past, so we're aware of what needs to be done.
Well, thanks for all your hard work on this. I know you spent quite a few hours working to get this together, so great job. Yeah.
Thank you. I make the motion to approve an agreement with Funflix for outdoor theater equipment for use at movies in the park, whereas the Orange Township Board of Trustees is authorized to hold community events in township parks pursuant to revised code section 505.261, and whereas the board has determined that it will hold an outdoor movies in the park event, and whereas Funflix Outdoor Movies rents outdoor theater equipment, and whereas the board desires to enter into the attached agreement with Funflix to rent outdoor theater equipment for movies in the park. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Trustees of Orange Township that Section 1, the board hereby approves the attached agreement with Funflix for outdoor theater equipment rental for use at movies in the park. Section 2, the board delegates its authority to execute the agreement on the board's behalf, Township Director of Operations, William Cohen. Section 3, all formal actions of the board concerning and relating the passage of this resolution were adopted in an open meeting of the board, and all deliberations of this board and any of its committees that resulted in such formal action were in meetings open to the public in compliance with all legal requirements, including RC 121.22. Section 4, this resolution shall be in full force and effect immediately upon adoption.
Second.
Mr. Rivers?
Yes.
Snap?
Yes.
I make the motion to approve an exhibition request for form with Swank Motion Pictures for movies in the park, whereas the Orange Township Board of Trustees is authorized to hold community events in township parks pursuant to the revised code section 505.261, and whereas the board has determined that it will hold an outdoor movies in the park event, and whereas Swank Motion Pictures facilitates outdoor movie exhibitions, and whereas the board desires to enter into the attached exhibition request form with Swank. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Trustees of Orange Township that Section 1, the board hereby approves the attached exhibition request form with Swank for an outdoor movie exhibition at Movies in the Park. Section 2, the board delegates its authority to sign the form on the board's behalf to Township Communications Manager Amanda Shetterum. Section 3, the board authorizes payment to Swank in the amount of $463. Section 4, all formal actions of the board concerning and related to the passage of this resolution were adopted in an open meeting of the board, and all deliberations of this board and any of its committees that result in such formal action were meetings open to the public in compliance with all legal requirements, including RC 121.22. Section 5, this resolution shall be in full force and effect immediately upon adoption.
Second,
Mr. Rivers?
Yes,
Ms. Knapp?
yes.
thank you.
Yeah, and thanks to Lee also and Bill for all your help with this as well. Didn't want to leave you out.
Much appreciated.
Yeah, she's coordinated everything, I know.
It's good working with good people.
Yes, it is.
We have one other item on the agenda for today, and that is for a purchase order to Meritain Health. Mr. Mayor, do you have anything to add?
Yes. Mr. Bodnar and Ms. Cedarom and I met, had a phone meeting last week with Mark Burns with First Commonwealth Insurance Agency, and also Kelly Travis, also with First Commonwealth Insurance Agency. Kelly happens to be their expert in self-insured plans and has been tracking for us our status during the claims runout period. I printed off a vendor payment register for 2018 that shows everything we paid to Meritain in 2018. Because it was paid by wire transfer on December 28th, the $125,286.74 payment that we had to come up with at the end of December actually shows up at the top of the page. And then all the other invoices are in chronological order starting in January. And I didn't run one for 2019, but there was one payment so far in 2019 for slightly over $75,000. In fact, it's $75,634.88. So the total we paid to Meritain so far is $1,294,381.93. And by the way, Mr. Bodnar and Ms. Cedarom, jump in anytime you want to, but when we had our meeting, I was asked to explain this to the board. So I call your attention to, there is a sheet of paper that's called cash flow analysis on the medical plan. And this was put together for us by Kelly Travis, and it shows payments that we've made throughout the year. The way the self-insured plan worked was that Meritain set up a separate special bank account into which they put all the payments that we made. And this is an analysis of the payments into and out of that account. And if you, for the whole year and beyond, it continues this year. And you can see, for example, at the bottom of page 2, you see those two payments at the end of the year, $125,000 on, well, it shows January 7th, but we actually wired it on December 28th because that's what we're required to do. And the other $75,000 we paid a week later. It was actually in January. We haven't made any other payments since then. And according to the analysis that Kelly did, we currently have a balance of $27,655.02 in that account. And we will get whatever is left in that account back after June 30th. She estimates there may be a few more small claims coming in, and that we we'll probably get back something greater than $20,000, maybe as much as $25,000 after June 30th. The other document is the plan settlement analysis, and this has to do with the runout. She's done all these calculations, and basically the amount of money that we are going to have to put in now to cover the excess claims is $107,483.16, and that's what we owe now for claims that have been paid. And so far, all of the stop loss insurance payments have been made to Meritain. So this is the net amount that we owe. And again, according to Kelly, as of June 30th, Meritain no longer administers our claims for us. Any claims that came in after that, in case any did come in, we would have to talk to First Commonwealth Insurance, and they said they would try to give us some assistance in how to have those claims processed. There's not a great expectation that there would be any or many or large claims. So right now we need to pay them $107,483.16, and then after June 30th we will receive a refund of whatever's left in that account. Mr. Bodnar or Ms. Sheeran, do you want to add anything, or did I miss anything?
I don't have anything to add. You were very thorough, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
Agreed.
What are the adjustments on this plan settlement analysis? You just handed this out, right before the meeting?
Well, I thought I sent it out by email, but I may not. Let's see. I wish Kelly were here to explain it. She walked through every bit of it with us, and it made sense. If you want, we can arrange a call with her, and she can answer your questions. But as we went through it, line by line, we followed what she was saying.
What does the adjustments mean? Under the adjustments column?
Oh, no, I see that, and I don't recall specifically what she said those were.
There's some in there. There's one that's there's positives and then there's like a negative.
Right. And I can't answer that question. Maybe Mr. Boder or Ms. Shearer might recall exactly what that was.
I don't remember exactly what that was.
I don't either, but I'm wondering if that might have something to do with the Meritain, if you recall, took their fees off the top of the disbursements that the township provided. That may play a role in this, but I'm not 100% sure.
And then what is specific claims? It's right next to adjustments.
The specific claims, in my recollection, are those that were expected and they didn't exceed what they call the
Use on customary?
No, attachment point. So when I calculated the premiums to be paid during the year, they based it upon the census of our employees, and we paid a certain amount every month, and it was and they assigned for each month an attachment point. You can see it in the middle column there, and anything beyond that was going to be beyond what was expected covered by the premium. It didn't affect us. It accumulated until November, when we ran through all the money that we paid them for claims. Starting about the second week of November, we had to pay all the claims as they came in. That's why we had to put in $125,000 plus another $75,000. And then the way it worked with Meritain, unlike with other self-insured plans, Meritain requires that we pay the claim first before they file for the stop loss reimbursement. And other plans do it differently. They have us pay the net amount, but in our case, we had to pay it first, and then they apply for the stop loss. So we've been getting large amounts of stop loss payments back for the first part of this year so far. But after calculating all the stop loss that's expected or that has come in or expected to come in, when she did this calculation, this is what we are still going to owe.
So this is after all this stop loss payments so far,
Everything.
but some are more are expected?
They don't anticipate, well, claims had to be submitted by March 31st to be covered under stop loss. So they don't expect any more that we covered under stop loss. At this point, Kelly's analysis is that they don't expect a lot more claims at all because the coverage actually ended on December 31st. Ms. Sheetaram indicated she may be aware of a couple of claims that might still be coming in. And if they come in prior to June 30th, they will process them. If they're after June 30th, we have to find a way to get them processed and pay them ourselves.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, and to chat on what Mr. Mayor said, they have a year to submit claims, and instead of paying American past July 1st, we administer the claims, because the expectation is we will have.
Very few, yeah.
It's easier to work with, First Commonwealth and process them internally instead of paying somebody.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, we spent about 45 minutes on the phone with her going over all these things. And, we were, I think the three of us agreed afterwards, we were confident that her explanation and her calculations were correct.
So will we need to issue another purchase order for any future run-out claims? It could happen.
Yeah, if something came up later and there was but it depends on the amount. If it's because there's a blanket that covers them. If it's under 10,000, we wouldn't have to issue a purchase order. So probably we wouldn't. But I think it would be a good idea for us to continue to track this. I know Kelly's going to continue to track this and present the final number, or as we go, present the reports to the boards and see what happens.
So you're just asking for the purchase order for $170,000?
That's it.
Okay, I don't have further questions.
Make a motion to authorize the issuance of purchase order to Meritain Health Incorporated in the amount of $107,483.16 for claims run out from 2018 self-insured health plan.
Second?
Mr. Rivers?
Yes.
Ms. Knapp?
Yes.
And with that, this meeting is adjourned.